Hello, everybody. Got Jake over here, Sudden Death, Laz from Trigger Happy, and myself, Crosby87871, aka Kryptonite. And we got some awesome interviews that we got for you today. We're gonna start off, like I said, with Laz from Trigger Happy. So, first things first, Laz. How you doing, my dude?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? I'm doing well.
Doing very, very well.
Doing well as well, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, so just tell us about your team, just kind of like when it was formed.
Well, Trigger Happy derived from a Bullet Force scene. We started off as King in Bullet Force, which is just a public clan. Me and a few guys, Badge, decided to come together, and we wanted to play in the comp scene, so we went to the comp scene. Fast forward 6 months, we have 70 members in the King comp scene.
Wow.
Got too big to handle, so at that point, we said, we want to be more competitive, but we want to have better quality players, but don't substitute the quality of person. So we went exclusive. We got together. Jay taught you, myself, H4, Loco Mikey. It says Mickey, but he calls himself Mikey because he can't spell. And so we all got together. We had a little meeting, and we said, you know what? Let's try this. We came up with the name Trigger Happy. It was just clever. We liked it because we're nice guys, and we like FPS mobile games. So we went with it. Fast forward, we're in FA. Fresh on the scene, we didn't know what we were doing. You know, just playing some pubs and running into some pro players, meeting some of the attitude in the game.
Yep.
And so, you know, just like in Bullet Force, we had a 61-0 scrim record. The only team we can never beat was D6, and there was a team in Japan called VE at that time that we could never beat our best. So we came from the top of the hill to FA, so it was a really weird transition for us. Fast forward a few months, we accumulate players from different backgrounds. And fast forward a few more months, we're in the comp scene. The last 6 months has been a lot of growth for Trigger Happy as far as that's concerned. Mm-hmm. As far as tournaments go, a lot of the players we've developed together. We have a very unique way of recruiting. We have trials, and some teams that do 1v1, some people just recruit off a whim. We are big on camaraderie, friendship, and loyalty. So some of our trials have to wait 2 weeks to a month before they get access in. Now that seems like a lot, and like why would you do that? Simple. It weeds out who really wants to be here. Do you just want to be on a team, or do you want to be
clan hoppers?
Indeed.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So and that really works out well, and we have really good people. The administration that's been with us have been with us for a year. Some of the guys, the founders that started it with me, we've been together 1.5 years, 2 years. So I think in that sense, like I feel like Trigger Happy is the strongest clan in the sense of staying together and being picky.
Gotcha.
We're not the best clan. We're not the best clan as far as comp level. Not yet. We're getting there. But we stick together. We love each other. There's a friendship there, and that's what makes us unique. Is our selection process and the camaraderie that we have, like I keep talking about. That's probably the biggest thing that sets us apart.
Gotcha. So you're trying to build more of like a competitive scene, but like with a family like aspect behind it.
Yeah, and we actually got DM'd by some pro players in the FA that said, you know what, you can't do that. That's not going to work. And we're like, oh yeah, well, you know, hold my G Fuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well said.
I know what you mean exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So you know, we're showing that you can have those same family values and be a competitive clan. We like to have fun. If we lose, nobody likes to lose. You can't be in competitive and like to lose. But we just take a breather. We step back. We come back. We tell a few jokes. We have some fun, and we're back at it. And we re-strategize. Like, what can we do to be better? And we push forward. And we don't disband, dismember, or just absolutely rebrand ourselves, because that never works. So it's important to build that chemistry inside of a comp team. But that's definitely what makes us unique, is that we have that kind of bond in TH. I feel a lot of clans lack.
No, and that's definitely really important. You know, I started playing competitive back in 2014 on mobile, and the guys I've started playing with, I still talk to this day. we're
100%.
great friends, and
Yep.
that comes down to being family and friends.
It does.
And it makes losing a match a lot easier. You're there as a family, you're playing together, you're there as friends, and that really is what will make or break your team at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Exactly. And just like family, you want to work on getting better communication and just kind of a better cohesiveness with your family. And it seems like that's exactly what you're doing. And what Jake mentioned, what Sutton mentioned, is that type of friendship and camaraderie, like you mentioned as well, it doesn't go away easily, and it can stick for a very, very long time. Like Jake brought a few examples. I have an example of my own. Vermo. I don't know if you guys remember Vermo, but he was an SXC member back in 2010, not 2010, like 2012, somewhere around there for MC4. And I still talk to that dude on the daily. We still play Call of Duty. He doesn't play any mobile games. He's kind of shied away from that, but still, that's still there. We play, we talk, and it's as if we know each other from birth, essentially. And that's something that, like you're saying, you're trying to foster, and that's awesome. That's a different way of looking at a team building and continuing on in the Forward Assault competitive scene.
Right, and I think it's important that teams understand that. Like some of these newer teams or teams that keep rebranding, if you stay together, you build that chemistry. You can build those bonds, and that translates over into gameplay. So after the game, instead of getting mad at each other individually, you say, okay, this player had a bad game. What could we have done to help them? Rather than saying, why weren't you stepping up? So it's accountability thing. It's all about teamwork, because that's what Bomb Defuse is about and FA is about, is teamwork. That's the whole competitive scene.
Agreed.
Exactly.
So that really helps a lot, and it helps build going forth. Now we're not perfect. We fight. We're family. We fight. We argue.
Yeah, exactly.
We cut up. But it doesn't mean you have to walk away. You don't have to.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, I love TH. I feel like the mobile community is going to grow more in the next 5 years.
100%.
Without a doubt.
And I want to see TH brand still, being big in the FA and probably other FPS mobile games, however we expand.
That's awesome. That's a fairly in-depth look at the history and kind of formation and views of Trigger Happy. And so moving on, what's the most interesting thing that you have had happen to you in a tournament match? It can be, just an interesting kind of story, funny story, or just kind of something that, inspired, better gameplay from you and your teammates. Something.
Well, funny story. First time we played an MES match was against USSR. We didn't do so hot, and I was not very happy about the loss, especially my own performance. I didn't perform well at all because, it's just how the game rolls sometimes.
Yep.
But when I watched the stream, I was like, okay, this is going to suck. But then when I watched the stream, I found myself tickled at Sutton's puns and a few of the mispronunciation of names. For example,
oh no,
my name is Laz86 for anybody who doesn't know. It's pretty easy, not that many syllables. So I was watching the stream and he called me Laser. So I stopped and I said, okay, all right. He just said it once. He said it 2 or 3 times. And at one point he called Fidel, which was in USSR at the time, Fiddle. Fiddle gets fair trade with Laser. And then we had a guy on our team named A-Rod, and you called him a rude. So then we just kind of had this little thing afterwards. We're like, really a rude that he called us Laser and Fiddle. So I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
And then, as far as inspiration, I think our first definitive moment made us the meme team, comeback team. I think it was the sniping miracle against USSR in a second match further down the road.
Yep, I remember that vividly.
Everybody probably thought we were crazy. We have a lot of really great snipers. H4 is obviously a sniping god. I'm pretty decent.
We saw some of those snipes, man. It was nuts. The no scopes, the quick scopes. We're like, bro, can we get that good? Just us as casters, can we just get a fraction of that skill? Just trickle down.
H4, all right. Funny thing about H4 is I've known him since Bullet Force. I remember he taught me how to snipe. We would go into 1v1 matches, And I mean, back then he was a little squealer, and he would get on the mic and whisper, "You're trash, you suck, you're trash." And now, like these days, he gets on the mic, he's like, "Hey, yo, Laz, you're still trash, bro."
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and
funny.
it's just not H4. There's Mind Tricks, Verified, Dawn. I mean, there's so many snipers, but it's something that we kind of pocketed. We used in like inners and scrims, but we never thought about using it in a tournament. It was kind of a risky move. Because this was going to either work or not. It's going to make us look really stupid, or it's going to be brilliant. And I heard the controversy on the stream afterwards. I don't blame you. Like, it was a crazy move, and it's not something that you really seen before. So it worked out. Thank God the aim was on point that day. But that was kind of the moment where we got recognition, I think, as a team. That, you know what, maybe they aren't just a pub-stomping, family-oriented team. Like, maybe they have some kind of potential in the comp scene. So we're just kind of building off that and sticking to our values. But yeah, those were probably the best moments. We've had a lot of comeback moments. So that's definitely something that we try not to. We don't try to get in the hole intentionally, but we are really good at audibles and trying to adjust on the fly. So yeah.
Well, that's important.
It
never goes as planned when you hop into a match. Where 3 go this side, 2 go this side. It never goes like that. Maybe for the first couple of rounds, but you got to be able to adjust on the fly, and that is always very important to be able to do. And that's part of what makes a really good team.
You can't underestimate any team. I don't care how good they are, like how many championships they have under their belt, or if they're just brand new on the scene. You never know 100%. What's going to happen in a match. So you have to be ready. And a lot of times we go in too cocky. Like, we get a big head and we're like, all right, we got this. They're a bunch of randoms. We got this. Then we find ourselves down like 4 and 7. And we're like, oh, yeah. So we're like, all right, we got to hunker down or this is going to look really stupid. Like,
well, as I always say, there's, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm done.
As I always say, there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness. And you always got to make sure you don't cross it again, no matter how, because any team can be any team any day of the week, in my opinion. I know some people laugh at when you want to say that, but any team can. It really can happen. I've been here long enough. I've seen it happen. You're like, how did that happen? That should not have happened.
Yep.
Absolutely. I agree 100% on that. Yeah.
Indeed. Alrighty. Now this is kind of like, a far-fetched question, but at the same time, seeing kind of how the tournaments that Mobile Esports over here, us at Mobile Esports have been running, just where do you think like the tournaments are headed for Mobile Esports with Forward Assault? Like any insight on that?
Well, I mean, I think it's growing rapidly and it's appealing to a bigger audience every month. Well, I mean, Mobile Esports is going to be growing a lot in the next 5 to 10 years because more people own a phone, a tablet or iPad than they do a gaming console or gaming PC. So it's going to cater to a bigger audience at some point, and it's going to blow up. And it's already starting to gradually grow the last few years up into this point. And it's better now than it has been in a long time. So the next 5 years, it's really going to head in a good direction, I feel like.
Yes, indeed. We can all buckle down and strap ourselves in for that one.
Laz, where can everybody watching right now find you guys on social media? Of course, your personal social media, and then Trigger Happy's own social media.
Oh yeah, well, we have a Discord, as most of you know. It's been invite only and exclusive. We just opened it up to the public, so anybody wants to join, come on in, make yourself at home. We like to crack jokes, have fun, and do inners and invite people in just to chat, have fun. We have a developing YouTube channel and Twitter because we haven't really been big on the market until recently, so we're just kind of like developing in those areas. But we do have a lot of players who have individual YouTubes. H4 has one. You can just come into our server and ask us. We'll give you a link. I have one. I'm almost at 50 subs. Woohoo!
Ooh, congrats.
Yeah, thanks. I've had it for like 2 years. It's not.
It's all right, man. I use
it more for now for like tournament recordings than I do anything. I haven't uploaded a whole lot, but I intend to. I'm getting a better device soon, so gonna be uploading a little more than I used to. But yeah, you can find us in our Discord. We have links to all of our social media outlets in our Discord, so that's probably the best way to get to us. Primary, anyways.
Alrighty. Link should be in the video description down below, guys. Laz, thank you so much for being here. I had a wonderful time talking with you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's good to finally get to talk to you guys.
Indeed.
Likewise.
Good luck in future coming matches, man.
Thanks, man. Talk to y'all soon.
All right, take care.